What's going on, everybody? Happy Halloween. I've been releasing a lot of horror movie reviews this month, and for Halloween, I was deciding on what I wanted to review as the last day, and I thought I'd just do kind of an underrated film that I just watched recently that I think not a lot of people maybe have watched. It was uploaded to Shudder recently, and it's one I'd had on my watch list for a while, but I just hadn't got around to seeing, and that film is the Poughkeepsie Tapes. Poughkeepsie Tapes is directed by John Erick Dowdle, and it's a story of a serial killer. It's a mockumentary style film that's shot showing the FBI following these leads, try and find this serial killer. And what we get is a collection of interviews from people within the FBI, actual footage from the serial killer. Into this film, I'd seen kind of mixed reviews about it online, reading on, Letterboxd and IMDb and Rotten Tomatoes, just people's opinions on it. And typically, when I go into a film, a lot of times I'll look at those things as a resource, but I try to go in as open-minded as possible. And I was actually pleasantly surprised by this movie. I feel like it's exactly what it wants to do, and it's not ham-fisted, and it's executed really well. There's a couple moments that I think don't work for me that kind of take away from it a little bit, but for the most part, I think it's really well made. Yeah, the FBI finds this large collection of VHS tapes where the serial killer has been recording his murders. And whenever we jump to those parts of the film, it's very eerie and disturbing and unsettling. Especially just like the dynamic of the serial killer and the way he interacts with people. So we're never shown his face throughout other than through police sketches and things like that. Things I've noticed online is a lot of people complain about his performance. There's a couple moments where I think it doesn't work 100%, but for the most part, he does a really great job of that dynamic of insanity mixed with normalcy, where when he approaches people, he's very like inviting and seemingly normal on the surface, but once he starts to get very menacing and evil and things kind of, start to get really intense, I think his performance delivers. It never took me out of the movie. Things that do take me out of the movie, there's a couple moments in the documentary-esque style filming where these lines are delivered that feel like they're supposed to be comedic. Based on the subject matter, it doesn't even really work as like a darkly comedic moment, and it could just be chalked up to bad acting from a couple of the people that play FBI members. Those are the only moments that I really pulled myself out of it, because this movie is played to feel like it's based off of a true story. Granted, it's obviously fake, but if I watched the movie and those couple of performances were pulled out, I feel like I would believe that it was real. It's very grounded. It's very disturbing. There's a couple moments that like chills up my spine, just so unsettling and disturbing. It takes a specific type of filmmaker to be able to convey that type of emotion, and I think that the Poughkeepsie Tapes does that and executes it the exact way it wants to. The issue I have with a lot of found footage movies is, the camera work is typically very shaky. It's very nauseating at times. This movie does a pretty decent job with it, and it's forgivable considering it's a serial killer who's like recording heinous acts that he's committing. So many moments where he'll be like going up the stairs and then he's got to like run out of the way because someone's gonna see him, and it's forgivable in that sense. And even like the quality grade of his camera, like, it's got this really gross hue to it, and there's constantly this like static that goes through that sort of distorts the image at times. I think that just kind of adds to the grossness of it all. And then when they do shoot the actual like documentary-esque style moments with the FBI, it's very sleek looking. It's shot really well. It fits with the rest of the film. I just think that really what hinders it for me is the some of the poor performances from the actual FBI actors. The main plot point of the film follows around Cheryl Dempsey, who's one of the girls that character attacks and kidnaps, and what has happened to her. And he actually keeps her in captivity for 9 years. Her story is really disturbing, and it feels almost straight like out of a true crime story. Like, I'm sure this was inspired by a lot of true crime things that have happened in our society. But yeah, I think it's executed really well. That whole plot line is really disturbing, and it's really what makes the movie work. There's like one-off instances that you'll see here and there through the tapes that are disturbing. Stuff involving her and the aftermath of the situation with her is really what just like gutted me. And then the finale of the film, the third act, is just really volumes to these horrible situations that happen to people in the United States, and like when they are attacked or preyed upon, and just the repercussions of those actions and the effects that it takes on a person's mental health and all of that stuff. And I feel like for a person who wanted to make this documentary style film that feels like a real life true crime event, that it's incredibly effective. That's my thoughts on the Poughkeepsie Tapes. It's currently streaming on Shudder. It's a really great movie. As always, I want to thank you guys so much for watching these videos around Halloween. I've had an absolute blast making these reviews. Horror is one of my favorite genres. I will continue to review horror for the rest of my life. I love horror movies. You'll see horror movies pop up on my channel consistently because they're something that mean the world to me. But I'm going to jump back into all kinds of movies starting in the month of November. So I'm going to have releases at least once a week, if not more, depending on my schedule. And I plan on, like I said in previous videos, I want to do director series where I spotlight directors. I'd like to do more ranked videos, talk about series. There's all kinds of plans that I have for the channel that I'm really looking forward to. And if you started subscribing to me around Halloween, I appreciate it. If you just watched this video and you're not subscribed to the channel, if you want to hit the subscribe button, press like on the video. That really helps me out, lets me know you're enjoying the content, and lets me know what to keep making, because if I get an idea of what you guys like, I can put more content out that's similar. As always, thanks so much for watching, guys. Have a great rest of your day, and happy Halloween.